So, should we start or should we wait more couple of minutes?
I think lunch ran a little long.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because when I saw it was 54 person registered for this session, and I was wondering that where they are. Okay, we stay for next 2 minutes. Make sure everybody who wants on the way. And it is also cold outside, so maybe their engine is not running so fast. So. How many people here have Windows computer? 1, 2. All right. 3? Okay. Okay, I have this. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me for session 302 at the Inference Conference. My name is Aref Zahed, and I am a professional lecturer at the Department of Computer Science, and I'm delighted to present Sarah 2, the virtual AI teacher assistant that can help revolutionizing the way we teach and learn. As an educator, we are navigating a rapidly evolving landscape and increasing workloads, hybrid training models, and the demand for personalized learning and are rapidly focused on our profession. And today I am introducing Sarah to a tool that designed to alleviate these challenges and streamline teaching processes, which could enhance the student learning experience. So, challenges in higher education. Faculty workload is one of the challenges that juggling teaching, administrative tasks, and mentoring can leave educator overwhelmed. Hybrid and online learning, these models require adaptable tools to maintain quality and engagement. Personalized teaching, scaling individualized attention for diverse student needs is a persistent challenge. And also a student expectation. Today, learners expect technology-driven interactive experience. So Sarah 2 is designed to tackle these challenges by saving, by serving as a dynamic teaching and learning companion. So, introducing Sarah 2. Sarah 2, in very short, is a highly interactive virtual assistant equipped to support both educator and students. And it can communicate, or you can actually communicate through verbal communication. Sarah understands and respond to the comment in English, and also can reply in French, German, or Spanish. It can tailor content delivery. So Sarah prepared and present material based on the request, simplifying complex subjects or providing resources in various formats, which I'm going to explain. Student interaction, basically a student can directly ask Sarah a question, brainstorm idea, and request help for a challenging topic. And on spot, they can get assistant for faculty, and also imagine, basically you are teaching and suddenly you forget a key term. You can ask Sarah to simply tell you what the answer is. It happened for me. Maybe sometimes you forget something in the class, and if you using Sarah, you can simply ask Sarah what was that topic, or what. Very very simple. You can get the answer you're looking for, or you can say, okay, Sarah, I need to take a quiz for my student today, and I need 10 multi-choice question about a topic in a document file. And it generates for you immediately, and you can basically give it to the student. I show all of these today, and I also give you a microphone to communicate with Sarah directly. I also give you a copy of Sarah for yourself. You can try for 6 months and give me feedback, what do you think about it and how we can improve it. Because it's a process that goes long, and we need feedback to make it better. So, something that is also very interesting about the Sarah is that Sarah can control all audio devices, AV, in the classroom, or any devices that use serial communication port. So, yes, I explained about this. And here you see the a smart class system. A smart class is another system I developed, which you can have it in your class. And apparently a couple of my pages are not in order, sorry. Okay, I will explain about the smart class in a couple of minutes, but first let's see how Sarah works. Sarah basically utilizes speech recognition first, and it's an open mic like Siri or Alexa that you are using, or OK Google. So when you call Sarah, it answers to you yes, and then it starts listening to your specific comment. Before that, it's also listening, but doesn't care. When you say Sarah, you bring the attention, like Siri or Alexa. So it starts listening and analyzing what you are saying. Okay? So then it, based on your question or based on your comment, it starts tailoring the answer for you and prepare to send the request to ChatGPT and Google at the same time to prepare the basically the answer for you, and answer can be in a different format, which I'm going to explain. So let's say that you say, I want the picture of Mars. So it showed the picture of Mars. Or you say, I want you to explain what is, let's say, ADHD, or how I should deal with the ADHD student in the class. This is a request. So request can be in a different format. If you are asking something and you are expecting to hear an answer, Sarah, explain it in English or any other languages you request. For example, you say, I have a student here from Germany, and he's not very basically good in English. Sarah, explain Einstein-Rosen bridge for this student in German language, or Spanish or French. All right? So this is one way. Another one is that you request something that Sarah do for you, like preparing a list of quiz or preparing a file document that you basically want all the, let's say, network protocol on it, and later on you want to send it to your student. Or you ask you ask Sarah, explain to me how I can develop Fibonacci sequence using recursion in Java or in Python. And it write the code and explain line by line that what the process happened. So it make it very easy for the instructor or for the student who are communicating with Sarah to get the answer and read all the basically the output. Meanwhile, it happens the answer going to the projector. So when you are here and you're asking something which I'm going to show you in several scenarios, you get the answer on the screen for your students. If it is something needs to be presented. All right? So the presentation basically is tailored content based on the language request and display on the projector or any display TV or whatever is close by, and you are using that in the class. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the smart class, which is here. And a smart class is another system I developed which can control all audiovisual devices in this classroom or any classroom that matter in a campus. It is able to eliminate all the very expensive hardware that you use in a classroom, like switcher. You have on the wall, for example, a switcher, or in the podium, and you change from one projector to another projector. So Sarah is able to control all audiovisual connected to the smart class. The smart class is an application which I developed in last couple of years I was working on. It can use remote access. It's connected to the police for emergency in the campus. I mean, it's not implemented yet anywhere so far in the American university, but I offered library that if they are interested, I can give them to use it in the class. And you can renovate one classroom about $10,000 instead of $65,000 because it's eliminate all the expensive hardware. And everything is going to be used in a software, very fast, and more reliable and easier to maintenance. So Sarah is able to control these two remotely. So you can walk into the class and say, hey, Sarah, turn on the projector 2 and start my presentation, and let's say turn off the light on the back verbally. So you can say everything. Any devices on that classroom which is using serial communication port to the console you are standing or to the wall can be used, using this application. And now Sarah is on the top of it, so not only it adds the flexibility of the switching in the classroom, but also it adds more AI intelligence to it for sustainability and for more productivity. The system recognizes that if nobody's in the class, automatically turn off everything. So you don't need to use energy, you don't need for maintenance because your lamp in the projector can turn off and save more hours. So this is something that Sarah can also control these two systems together as a total solution for classroom technology and very advanced educational environment. This is what you see on the screen of the desktop, the podium. This is your environment for smart class, and Sarah is connected to it. And this is the benefits and a couple of other features that the smart class can bring to the table. And as I mentioned, it's also connected directly to the police and emergency for student safety and so on. It is not the focus of this presentation, so I'm skipping it. All right, so ethical consideration, ethical and practical consideration. When we implement Sarah, you can basically have transparency by telling the student that Sarah is in use and ensure the clarity and accountability. Sarah is designed for faculty support, not replacement. So when you use Sarah, you are adding a tool to your arsenal when you are teaching. Make the teaching faster and more reliable. But maybe you getting concerned that, oh, looks like replacing or something. No. Even the grad student who are basically your TA or they are working in the educational environment can use this. And it helps them, or student alone can communicate with it. And it is also very beneficial, as I explained, that the multilingual, it is very helpful for students coming from the different part of the world as a guest, which I had one before. And basically, it helped in the introduction to the cybersecurity. I had a French student, and a topic was a little bit complicated, an English explanation, and I asked Sarah to repeat what I said or explain it in French. And it was great. It worked perfectly. So, so here is a link to the application. If you're interested, you can download this. And as a practice today, I can start telling you how to customize the application and how to get the key for yourself, how to apply the key, and how to start working with it. This is a part of my lecture today. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and download it right away. And I take you through it step by step how to work with this system. So it is in two different formats. One of them is exec, which is self-executable setup. And it asks you a folder, and you simply tell the folder, and it's copied to that folder. There is no extra information added to your system in registry or something. It is only a folder, and everything is there. So in case if you don't want it, you simply delete that folder. That's it. There is nothing extra going to your computer. If you prefer to use a zip file, you can download the zip one, Sarah to setup.zip, and then unzip it on your folder of choice. And you run the application. So here is the process. First, you unpack the file in a specific folder. Then you run Sarah AI.exec. Where's the... Yes, Sarah AI exec file. Then you go to the setting, and you add your AI IP address, API address. So basically, what is the API key? I'm going to explain in next couple of minutes. But after you applied your key, you close the program and you reopen it, and now Sarah is ready for your use. So, what is API key? Yes?
It doesn't work on Mac?
I'm working on a Mac part, but because I don't have a Mac myself, I have to blindly code it and check it on virtual environment. So I'm a little bit behind on the Mac part, but it will be ready very soon. Yeah, which later on I will announce it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so what is an API key? Application programming interface is the key that you need to add to the Sarah. This key is private. For example, when I use Sarah myself, I use my key. It's a private key, and I charge for it. Of course, the charge is very, very, very small. I mean, let's say in last 2 years, I charged $5 totally. You know, so when you have a key, you charge per token 0.0001 cent. So, and each token is the number of the word you are generating. Okay, so it is very cheap, and when you have your API key, you add that API key to the program, and then you can use it. That charge you specifically. So if I give you my API key and you use it, then I will get the charge. So everybody should have its own and protect it. So this is in this page. When you log in, I'm sure you already have the account on the OpenAI because you use ChatGPT, so you definitely have an open account. So go ahead and go to the setting in this screen. This is the setting button here. So if you log in to the ChatGPT on the platform, which is the address on the top, platform.openai.com. When you log in there, then you would have basically a button, the setup button, and when you click on it, you will see on the corner API key here. API keys. You go ahead and create a new secret key for yourself. This is the key you need on a setup inside Sarah to make it work. All right, which I'm going to show you. But this is important if you want to take a picture or note that you need creating a secret key using this path. Platform.openai.com setting. All right. So, before I continue to the next slide, let's try Sarah together. I'm coming out of the presentation. And I run Sarah. Of course, I run it through my compiler, but if you run it through your... okay, this is Sarah. And let me add a volume. All right. So when you call it, oh, about the API here. This is the setting. It's a setting here. When you press on the setting later on, you add your API key here. You can also would be able to say how many token max you want to use. By default, the maximum token is 4,040, I guess, but I put it on 4,000. And this is the model that you are working with. GPT 3.5 Turbo Instruct. So it is important to know about the model that these models expire frequently, not frequently, every 1 or 2 years. And if you see there is no answer coming to your saying by Sarah, you simply ask to you need to go and change the model because these models expire every 2 years. Okay. So here is an instruction that I explain about how to get the API. It is on the button instruction here. See this button? So you open it, then you get to the this PDF file, and it's explanation about the token. Very simple. Oh, and this is the default value, 4010. And the ChatGPT token it limits to 32,000, and for 3.5 Turbo, it's 4,096. So we are using the model I explained, which is basically here. You can change it whenever you want, if it's expired, or you, for some specific reason, let's say you want to use another model in ChatGPT, like Fibonacci model, for example, or Van Gogh model. There is a lot of model. And here, let me show you a list of the model. Okay. Here. So, hello. See, there are a different model. ChatGPT 4.0, DALL-E, ChatGPT 3 Turbo, Whisper. So they are model, and for each model, basically, it's a different fee. But the more applicable for us is whatever I already said, and it's also very cheap. So you shouldn't have any problem. But if you want to read about the model and how the model works and everything, you can go directly to this page from the instruction file. And here is a different example how you work with Sarah. You ask a question and Sarah answer, and I basically I explained on purpose. I got a different sort of question so you can see the capabilities. And now we're doing it together as exercise. All right. So let's start with this. The microphone is on. I'm not sure if the speaker, because, okay, let's try. Sarah? Okay. The volume of the speaker is very low. Maybe you can increase a little bit.
I can definitely increase the volume for you.
Oh.
Is this better?
Sarah?
How does it sound now? Let me know if yes.
Thank you. All right. Sarah thought I'm talking to her. All right. So, okay, so let's try something. Sarah? See, it said yes, but you can't hear it because it's a problem basically through the audio here. You just hear S. Did you notice? If I change it to my audio, it may be easier. Let me change it to my speaker here. All right. Sarah? Sarah?
Yes?
Okay, now it's better. All right. So, anyone wants to ask something? I can give you a microphone if you want to ask something from Sarah and see how it works. Anyone? Okay, I pick one myself. All right, so I'm turning this on. Now two microphone is activated. And first you have to say Sarah, and when it says yes, you ask your question.
Sarah,
Yes?
how do you run a t-test?
No, it depends to the internet speed.
One. State the null and alternative hypotheses. The first step in running a t-test is to clearly state the null and alternative hypotheses. The null hypothesis is the statement that there is no difference between the two groups being compared, while the alternative hypothesis is the statement that there is a difference between the two groups. 2. Choose the appropriate t-test. There are 3 types of t-tests: independent samples t-test, paired samples t-test, and one sample t-test. The type of t-test you choose will depend on the nature of your data and research question.
Okay, let's
3.
try something else.
Collect and organize
Sarah?
your data. Next, you will need to collect your data and organize it in a spreadsheet or statistical software program.
Sarah?
Make sure to have 2 columns, one for each group being compared. 4. Check
Want to
for
make
assumptions.
sure you learn that.
Yes?
Thank you very much.
It was nothing.
I know, yeah. All right. Sarah? Sarah?
Yes?
Show a couple of pictures of Mars. So, you just ask for picture. There is no verbal communication on it. So you can see, is it? Can you guys see the projector clear? Because it looks like dim a little bit. It's fine? All right, so you can see the picture here. Let's ask something else. Sarah, Sarah, is this on? Sarah, Sarah,
Yes?
prepare a document file include 10 multi-choice question about network protocol. As I said, it is internet speed is a factor. Try again. Sarah,
Yes?
make a document file include 10 multi-choice question about network security. Here it is. So it generated a document for you, multi-choice question about network security, which you can basically print it or send it to a student or whatever you want to do. Or let's say this, Sarah,
Yes?
explain how to implement Fibonacci sequence using recursion in Python. Here, did you notice that it opened the file, the export as an answer directly inside the Python editor? It is here, this is a Python editor. And it starts explaining how to implement Fibonacci sequence line by line for you. You could also ask to generate this in, for example, C or C# or Ruby. All right? Another one, let's say Sarah,
Yes?
explain Einstein-Rosen bridge in German.
Einstein-Rosenbruch ist ein hypothetisches Konzept, das von Albert Einstein und Nathan Rosen in der Relativitätstheorie entwickelt wurde. Es basiert sich auf einer Verbindung zwischen zwei entfernten Orten im Raum Zeitkontinuum. Die es ermöglicht, diese Orte miteinander zu verbinden und somit Reisen
Sarah?
über große Entfernungen zu ermöglichen. Yes?
Thank you.
Happy to help.
I have a question.
Sure.
The data that this is pulling from is publicly available, right?
It is ChatGPT.
Okay, so is there a way that you can actually put your classroom materials, like if you have content that you want to pull from class content, is that possible to do? Like, can you load data into Sarah that it can pull from?
Well,
Questions?
two things here. First, all the material, basically, for example, if you want to teach something, it's already on the internet. And ChatGPT already has access to it. So it's redundant if you want to do it. But if you want to make something like this, you have to make your own LLM and train your LLM specifically for this purpose, which takes a lot of time and effort and energy to make it. But ChatGPT already have all the answer for you. And you simply ask for a subject and it tell you what it is, including the images or solving a mathematical problem or computer problem or else. But it is possible. For example, you can generate a LLM, for example, H2O. It's a LLM software that you can implement, put your data on it, and then connect this one instead of ChatGPT to that one. So, anyone wants to try? You want to? All right, I give you my microphone.
I'm more of a question. So
Oh.
if you wanted to ask Sarah weather information, she already knows your location and things like that.
Location?
If you ask about weather, she knows where you're located at currently. So if you say, Sarah, is it going to snow on Saturday?
Okay, so basically, it is a LLM not up to date to the current situation. So when you are asking, you can say, show the weather for next week, and it show you on the Google. But as a LLM, it has no answer for it because it's something that will happen in future. So it's not in the system. It's not been trained for. But when you say, show me the weather report for this week, it show you the Google weather report, for example, whatever is coming through the search. Yes.
The second part of that would be, would you still have to say, like, what's the weather gonna be like next week in DC?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So
But-
you have to.
Or
spe-
it
you-
already know.
Yeah, or would it already know?
No, it can.
You have to specify.
Yes, yes. Because LLM is a trained data. It cannot be on advanced, something that will happen in the future. But Google, as a search engine which is connected to the database, belongs to, for example, the National Weather Service or whatever, it has the access to the data and can show the prediction. This is a database, basically, separately from the ChatGPT, that Sarah can pull off that data and show you. Right. Sarah? Sarah?
Yes?
How is the weather next week in Washington, D.C.? I never tried that. Let's see.
As an AI, I am unable to predict the future with certainty. Weather can change quickly and may vary from day to day. It would be best to check a reliable weather forecast closer to the date for the most accurate information.
All right. So this is something that's why I work with both LLM and Google at the same time to have the answer, both of them, from ChatGPT and from the Google. It is also possible that to develop this more on the LLM side connected to the different AI agents like Gemini or Llama. So it is possible to use different at the same time and combine this data together. So they just told me that I have 5 minutes. So I'm going to continue the presentation. F5. Where was I? Okay, so this is the installation, API. All right, so I love to hear about your idea and how we can make this more reliable to use. How that can help and support you, basically, in your classroom. This is something that I am very much interested in, and you can download the application and start working with it and give me ideas that, hey, I think if, or command, you can add command to it. Say, hey, I need this command, for example, to do this. And then I start another thread to process another specific command based on your need. So far, I think I covered everything, but it is always, a software never ends. It's always under development. So we can continue working on it. So this is the takeaway and call for action. First of all, Sarah is a tool for faculty, not a replacement. And it can improve.
Yes?
Never mind. All right. So it can improve engagement, your student, in the classroom, and in case if you are not available, your TA is not available, then the student can come and ask Sarah that, hey, I have this problem, what should I do? Yes?
Would it be possible, for instance, if you're assigned
Yes.
a group project, and let's say the students are having difficulty deciding who would do what within the project, and then you could just ask Sarah, okay, I have a group of students, 5 of them, these are the tasks, go ahead and delegate the tasks to each.
Yes.
And then there's no confusion about who's doing
Yeah.
what, or, oh, but the teacher told me this, it's, well,
Yeah, so
it's a
you-
coin toss, but.
Mhm.
you want-
Yeah, you can say simply that, hey, this is a project we want to do. We have 5 people. And in order to do that, I want a schedule and also a delegation. You verbally tell it. And then prepare, for example, an output for me in a file document. So it generates everything for you about the project, how to do it, how to delegate, what is the resources you need. All of these can become through inside a document file, and you're good to go.
Would it be possible for students to install this on their laptop, and then you can just tell, so that it doesn't have to be the whole class, so it's a group, you guys work on the project, and Sarah's gonna be your guide?
Well, at this point, I prefer the faculty member only has access to it for feedback I'm looking for. But I don't know about the future, how we can basically, because I also have a little bit concern about how many minutes? 0. Okay, so I'm trying to wrap it up fast, but I can talk to you after the class if you're interested. And let's see this one. Where's the clicker? What happened? See, they said time is, and my computer is not responding now. let me close this because Sarah is also listening to us. And we know about the weather, it's fine. And let's back to the presentation.
And are those only verbal prompts, or can you type that, can you type a query? You have to verbally ask.
It is verbal, yes.
Verbal,
Yeah.
okay.
So let me get to the. Okay, and you may ask, what is next? It's a good question. This is next. Iris. So far, you have Sarah. But what is Iris? This is Iris. The first humanoid robot I'm developing in American University, which this basically can stay anywhere. It is sustainable. It's a sustainability, a part of it. It's recharged by sun. It can answer anything. It recognizes your face, open conversation with you. It can feel how you feel. And it can take over any screen around itself to answer your question on the screen. So if you have one of these in, let's say, Department of Computer Science entrance, you can walk to it, it recognizes you, it hears you, it turns back to you when you are walking in, and it recognizes your face, and then it starts communicating with you, answering your questions, or just chat, and if you have any question, it can answer on the screen, on your choice. All right, thank you so much for attending. I appreciate that, thank you. And I appreciate if you basically have taken a moment to take a survey about my presentation. Both Sarah and I would be appreciated. If you have any question, I will be available. Yep.